Hi, on today's tutorial we're going to be learning how to cut trouser. So the first thing to do is to take your measurements. As you can see, my waist, you divide your waist into 4, your hip into 4, your flap will be like that, that is your crotch will be like that, then your lap will be divided into 2, your knee will be divided into 2, the circumference of wherever you want your trouser to end will be divided into 2. So now I'm taking my measurement, that is my hip line, that's my crotch line, and that's the next line will be my knee line. It's usually 22, but depending on the height of the person you're working for, you just have to measure. Now that is the length of my trouser, and I'll be adding 2 inches for the hemming allowance. So on the waist here I took 1.5 inch, then on the knee line I took 1 inch, then on the length of my trouser I took 2 inches. Then I'll connect it like so, from the waist to the hip, and from the hip to 1 inch on the knee line. From that 1 inch I'll take it down to the 2 inches I took on the length of my trouser. This is to give the trouser a shape. So once that is done, as you can see, the shape of the trouser has come out now. So once that is done, you start to place your measurements. Now I'm checking to see if my what I have here will be enough. So now I'm taking my waist measurements. I added 1 inch for that, and I took my hip measurement. Now my crotch measurement. The measurement you add on your crotch measurement is your lap. Whatever your lap is, you divide it into 2 and add it there. On my knee line, I'm adding my knee circumference. Then on the length of my trouser, I'm adding my ankle circumference. Then I'll connect it. If you don't want to add that on your trouser in the front, you can take away that 1 inch I added there. But remember, in each of these measurements that you're adding, you're going to be adding 1/2 inch for joining. So now I'm connecting the lines. So the next thing to do now is to add the flyer zip, that is the placket for your flyer zip. So I'm going to take 1.5 inch from there all the way to my knee line, to my hip line, there, just there. I'll take 1.5 inch all the way down to my hip line, then I'll connect it like so, and that will serve as the placket for my fly zip. So now I'll have to cut it. Automatically the front pattern is settled. Just follow these steps and your trouser will come out so beautiful and nice. Remember to fold your fabric into 2. And remember, I added 1/2 inch on each of the measurements that I took. Then on while cutting this on the length of your trouser, you see how I folded it? You don't have to cut it straight, just fold it like so. As you can see, just fold it like so that while sewing it, it will not give you problems. So you cut your fabric like so. But if you don't want to add the zip on the front, you can just omit that fly zip allowance that I added there. If you want your zip to be by the side. So now the front pattern is ready. I'm going to use this pattern to cut the back. So now my back pattern, I'm going to take in the fly zip allowance because we don't need it for the back pattern. Then I'll lay my front pattern like so on my back pattern and begin to take my measurement. So basically it's just very simple. All I'm going to do is to add 2 inches all the way down except for my waist. But first I'm adding 1.5 inch over there. This is so that my trouser will not give me low waist at the back. So it will cover my back very well. So when I sit, it will not be coming down. I hope you understand. Yeah. So that's the essence of this 1.5 inches. So from there I'm going to be adding 2 inches there at the flap area. If you want it to be big on you, if you want it to be loose, you can add as much as 3 inches, but I think that's the highest you can go. Then you add 2 inches all the way down. Remember, we already added ½ inch on the front pattern, so here it's not really necessary for you to add another inches here, so it will not be too big. Just see how I did it now. So that ½ inch we have in the front pattern will transfer to the back pattern, and it will be your sewing allowance. Just leave it that way, because when you add another inches on this back, on the center front, at this fly zip area, it will give you that saggy effect on the crotch area. If you understand what I'm saying, that bulge at your crotch area, that is what causes it. Just follow this step and your trouser will come out so nice. Now you cut your pattern, and that is it for the trouser. Nothing too serious about it. This is the most simple way. This is the most easiest and simple way to cut your trouser, and it will come out so nice. So now I'll take out the front part, the back pattern, and work on the pocket. If you don't want to add pocket to your own, you can omit this part. So I'm taking 2 inches from my waistline and I'm going down by 6 inches. Then I'll connect it. Just like me, you don't have to cut it now because you need to use it to cut the placket. But I mistakenly cut it. Sharp girl like me. As you can see, I did not cut directly on the line that I drew, so that is like I left ½ inches for joining. So now I'm going to find another material that I will use to cut for the placket. So now this is it. You just place it under there, depending on how long you want it to be. Me, I want mine to stop at my hip line. As you can see, that is where the folding stops. So I'll just follow the pattern and cut out this placket now, like so. Just watch what I'm doing. Just like so. And that is it. So this is 2. I'll have to cut another 2 like this. I'll have to cut another 2 like that, so that it will now be 4. So I'm cutting the remaining 2. Just follow the steps and your trouser will come out so nice. Just follow the steps and follow me. Just do it as I'm doing it. Your trouser will come out so nice. So then you take out 2 of the plackets and just keep it by the side. Then you're going to use 2 to cut the covering, the one we are going to use to turn the pocket. So just follow the shape of that pocket and cut it like that, and that is it. The other one will be the covering, the other one will be the one you're going to use to turn it. The pocket is ready just like that. It's very simple. So the next thing I will be cutting now is my waist band. I will just measure. I measure 2.5 inches there, then I'll cut it. You just measure the length of your waist, the circumference of your waist, and then you cut it. If you like, you can put a interfacing on it. Depends on what you want. For me, I'll still put interfacing on it later. That is on the sewing part. So here is just the pattern you need for your trouser. It's as simple as that. Please, if this video was encouraging, and I hope this was encouraging, please like and subscribe and leave any comment. If you have questions or anything, just leave it in the comment section below and I'll attend to it. So our trouser pattern is ready just like that. See you guys next time. Bye.